Guides, Ascended Masters, Archangels, Galactic Federation, Council by Elementals, Fae, Mary Magdalene, beings assigned to our team for our highest, holiest, heavenliest, most divine, godly good, celestial guardians, protectors, divine messengers, and all benevolent beings of light. What do we need to know about? They got their power. Their power came from underworldly augmentation, while you organically earned yours. What is up, Galactic Golden Ohana? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? What's the vibe? Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. I hope you guys had an incredible weekend. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? What's the vibe? Listen, this message is a little bit heavier. Many of you could be feeling a lot of energy being directed towards you at this time, especially as a truth speaker. And with some information the divine may have downloaded in preparation of what was to come and what was being dismantled. Looks like, first of all, first and foremost, I'm going to call judgment on Skull and Bones, Order 322. I'm going to call judgment on Illuminati. I'm going to call judgment on all corrupted rogue Eastern stars, as well as judgment on any free Masonic order targeting the divine movement. Because these groups in particular were ones that I saw in my dream last night. These organizations, brotherhoods, sisterhoods. What we're going to go into, if you have a platform, if you are a truth speaker on a platform and intuitive, I will let you know what you are intuitively picking up pertaining to your platform being targeted is accurate. And the reason is because we are spreading information rapidly, not only with what we are speaking on, but with how our energy is impacting those that are receiving these messages. So just be aware. I don't want you to fear, call judgment on it. Return of intent and entities while the alchemization of the energy is occurring. Many of you may feel in your energy some anxiousness. These organizations, networks, and societies were waiting for something to occur. They were waiting for something to happen pertaining to your connection to the divine, what you were intuitively picking up on, and what was happening to your vessel, or what was supposed to be happening to your vessel. Something about a type of dis-ease or deterioration, possibly even some heart palpitations or heart issues that they were intending on taking you out with. Also, I'm picking up on some spiritual hitmen within these organizations, networks, and societies that specialize in this type of work, that are upset to see you consistently popping up, not reacting to the energy they directed your way with a certain intention, and it was to be your demise. One of the things these groups are realizing, that for those of you that had a near-death experience, you activated something very powerful within your DNA. Or should I say the divine activated something very powerful in your DNA, very supernatural, superhuman. It could also have something to do with ki, energy, ki, flowing through your body, your life force, and how your life force, in a sense, you're able to use it very supernaturally. You're able to do more than the average individual, specifically those that had been studied, those that had been observed, experimented on, and their reactions documented. Seeing what type of individuals would be able to overcome what, and what it would take to break certain individuals with this activated supernatural ability. These individuals, the way that one of the things that Spirit showed me in the dream, it was a ritual that I had seen with all of these organizations, networks, and societies, is if you guys have seen Monsters, Inc., we talked about this before. Y'all know when the monsters scare the children, the little battery thing, the container fills up. And y'all notice how when it fills up, it's red, like the line is red. We have talked about this substance before pertaining to the torment and torture of these innocent sacred souls. This, yes, innocence, adrenaline rush. These individuals that put these poor innocent souls on the brink to this near death, their torment, their terror, and the torture they experience is near death for these small innocent individuals, to where there's an influx of ki in their energy. There's an influx of supernatural energy that is intaken by these individuals in order to be moving very supernaturally, which is where they perceive themselves as getting power from. Not only these occult ritualistic sacrifices, but also the way that they're able to obtain, without experiencing near death, this rush, this supernatural activation within themselves. And it has come to be less and less with the ascension and advancement of this realm, where you experience this augmentation divinely. You may have had a near-death experience. You could have went through a massive death and rebirth, or something that was very catalyst that was cataclysmic. Excuse me, sorry, Mercury. We're gonna blame it on Mercury. Very catalysmic. Mercury, can I get the words out? A catalyst that was cataclysmic to your ascension. You went through a massive divine augmentation that normal individuals don't go through. Like, your body was pushed to the brink. Your vessel, as well as your divine energy, was pushed to its limit, and then it exceeded the limit, which these darker organizations, networks, and societies can't reach that limit because they don't want to go through the experience that leads to that type of augmentation. And you can only get to that point. They keep saying ki again, like chi, but QI, ki. They can't get to that point unless they're aligned with the divine, as well as aligned with a higher vibrational mission. So these individuals, in order to acquire that supernatural rush, which is why they have to partake in these rituals so often, this is why these individuals will take the terror and the torment and the adrenaline from these innocent beings and consume it. Some of you have heard them classified as occult blood drinkers. These type of individuals that I am talking about. These individuals can only acquire that supernatural augmentation through the consistent consuming of that substance, where you have reached this level without having to do any of these occult practices, because God pushed your body to the brink. God knew that you could get to this point. And I'm praying that y'all are picking up what I'm putting down, because I have to be more aware of how I am relaying these channels due to the fact that I am being monitored by these organizations, networks, and societies. Many of you know this as Adrena, and then you can finish the rest. But this is no longer working for them, especially with those of us that are energetic infiltrators, and we are shielding these innocent from their essence being consumed, which is why now we are a target. These individuals can see that our energy has been divinely, organically augmented, and they desire to break in and attach to our energy in order to consume it and permanently obtain that type of supernatural augmentation that we have reached, that has surpassed any type of documentation that they have acquired through their experimentation. So yes, our prayers are working. We are not only prayer warriors, but light warriors. And this is exactly why God put us here. And this is exactly why we had to go through what we did. We not only had to intake, decode, and recode the type of spell work being directed towards us, but also go through experiences that would augment us in this way, to where I heard impenetrable, to where some of you are not going to want to hear this, but this is for those of you, 144 galactic golden chosen children of the divine, frontliners, who know that you went through these near-death experiences, or you died and came back. Some of us are walk-ins because our body had to be pushed to the brink in order to augment like this. Again, I'm hearing ki. Some of you may want to study that. Chi and ki. Supernatural activations within the human body. In order to go through this transfiguration, our body needed to be prepared for the type of ascension we were going to experience. So our bodies needed to be pushed to the limit to go through that type of supernatural augmentation within our DNA, so that our vessels would be able to hold it without going through some type of shock or shutting down entirely. These organizations, networks, and societies have seen this, and they didn't know this was possible. They didn't know it was possible for the vessel to be able to hold this much divinity, to be able to do what you've been able to do. And not only that, but you have this intense, immense divine connection to the ethers. You are moving as this, I just heard angelic enforcer. You are moving as this angelic enforcer that these elites were not prepared for. So again, if you have a platform, yes, they are targeting you, especially as a truth speaker and a divinely augmented angelic enforcer, because of the system that you were breaking down that they built their foundations upon. And this is what we're getting into. Their underworldly augmentations cannot compete to your organic divine one. And if you feel as though you are being targeted right now, you are. By these, not just a karmic familial unit, possibly some Freemasons or Eastern Stars in a karmic familial unit, or that are attempting to rank up within these organizations, but these organizations themselves, bottom branchers as well as middle branchers. I don't think that they have allowed it to reach the head yet, because they don't want the, if it has reached the heads of these individuals, the heads of these organizations, the movers, the leads may be taking action. I'm getting, it's more of the bottom branch and the middle branches that don't want the top heads to know that they can't handle you, because then they would be the ones that receive the consequences for letting something like this happen when they had the chance to end you before you went through this type of level up. So I am getting like the heads of this don't know. They're trying to keep this from those that are the leads, because they instead they studied you. Instead they targeted you to see what would happen, instead of taking you out when you were at your weakest. And now these individuals are regretting that decision, because nothing is having an effect on you. Nothing is happening to you in the way that it normally happens to others, and it seems like they can't stop you, which has them in a panic, an uproar and a panic. And yes, we do have Saturn retrograde, so we got Daddy Karma coming through. They about to find out in the worst way, yes. But that was divinely intended through this organic augmentation you went through. Was that? And we got Mercury retrograde, reinvention. The scales will be balanced. This reinvention is pertaining to affluence, influence, and wealth. Power transfer. So you got individuals trying to, they made a deal. And they are working with other branches, other organizations, networks, and societies. They're working together. This would be like Skull and Bones working with the Eastern Stars, working with the Freemasons. You've got multiple groups. They may not see themselves as friends, but they're working as allies right now to target those in the front line, the divine front line, because of the trouble you have brought their organizations, networks, and societies as a whole. So we got individuals making deals and doing back-to-back, seems like some type of death or dis-ease. Their head hitmen are working together. And again, this is not to provoke paranoia. This is to prepare you for a massive level up, because this is an inevitable victory. But it requires you to stay balanced, keep your mental space as positive as possible, and use this energy wisely now that you've acknowledged what's being directed towards you, as well as consistently ground with the type of high frequency weaponry that's being targeted at you now in order to disrupt your equilibrium and nervous system. You may also be having dreams you're getting attacked. Those are not dreams. Those are messages from the ethers of what is occurring. As above, so below. You're getting a heads up, or you're getting messages on what is currently occurring. We got Jupiter benefits. All of them poured in together. They all knew the benefits of being able to widespread your energy. Again, they are seeing your energy as a permanent, supernatural state of existing, because they've seen you reside in this energy. They've seen you, after going through this divine augmentation, be able to hold on to it. Where these individuals, with the deals they have made and the rituals they have done, it's shortcoming. Like, these individuals cannot maintain this energy permanently, which again is why they have to consistently torment and torture the innocent. Why they have to acquire, again, Monsters Inc. Those, what would you even, containers of that essence. They have to consistently consume this to maintain that supernatural state. But again, it's not working. We have energetically infiltrated these organizations, networks, and societies to the point where our energy is coveting those and evoking strength within those that were once being so tormented that their essence was being infused with that fear, with that near-death supernatural augmented state. And many of you have felt this. If you had a near-death experience or you died, you felt that adrenaline rush, and your body was able to do things you're not able to normally do. Like if you're in a fight or flight situation and your body chooses to fight, all of a sudden you have this super strength. Many of you have heard this, again, key, life force moving through your body, where mothers will see their children get run over and they'll pick the car up to get their children out and go, I don't know how I did this. But again, with that adrenaline rush and that key and that life force, your body, it takes a massive hit to where after using it, it's like you gotta sleep. You gotta rest. Like your body it couldn't keep up with what you had just done. So that the mothers that had lifted the car off their children, all of a sudden their body reacted poorly, where they weren't only sore, they could not move for days because, yep, it crashes, where yours doesn't. That's the craziest part of this, is where they're monitoring your energy and they see that with your key, with this supernatural augmentation, it stays permanent. You are consistently in this energy where you were able to do supernatural, superhuman feats. This is something, again, in order for them to maintain, they consistently have to consume this. And again, normal bodies, normal vessels are not able to keep up with this type of augmentation permanently. Like you said in the chat, they crash. Normal bodies would crash. There would be a negative response, but you've been trained for this. And I don't know if you guys are consistently meditating, but this meditation is helping your key, your life force, your energy, maintaining this these supernatural feats that you were able to accomplish daily. It is, and we talked about this, I believe, yesterday, where you did not have a master to teach you. Like, they're flashing me Buddhist and monk again. You did not have a teacher for this other than the divine. You were able to accomplish this without an outside energy walking you through the steps to get to this level. And again, this level has not been reached before. You are able to maintain supernatural, superhuman energy permanently, daily. 8th house, endings and beginnings. And this is why these individuals are attempting to wage war on you, as well as disconnect you with Gemini energy, I think, from the divine, because you hold too much information. Source is exposing way too much information, as well as walking you through. We got love. They know that God loves you, of course, but this is like the love of the divine that you hold within your being. God is showing you the way to level up. It didn't happen to you, it happened for you. Your experiences prepared your vessel to hold this much divinity. Again, I'm hearing transfiguration, something these individuals have been unable to do for lifetimes, and they've been doing tests, they've been studying, they've been experimenting, trying to see how much the human body can hold, what would be required for them to maintain this level permanently. And a lot of these celebrity energies, the reason they are so alluring, the reason why they look like they're so young, the reason why they look like they don't age, the reason why they're able to upkeep within this lifestyle they have obtained is because of this essence that they're consuming. But again, it is limited, which is why you will see some of these energies not only get hit by karma with the judgment that has been called upon them, but look like they're starting to deteriorate, and then all of a sudden they'll come back and they're glowing and they look healthy and they're even more attractive and alluring than before, because they have participated in a ritual where they have acquired this essence, and it's meant to last certain weeks, months, for some of them years. I'm not entirely sure how long they have been able to intake this essence and then hold on to it. But it's, I heard, not long enough now, because it's no longer reaching the heights that it was. Rapid deterioration because of the energetic influence over the innocent. Protection set in place. They're deteriorating at a rapid pace. And this is another reason why we are being targeted. This is another reason why we're being targeted. We have infiltrated, energetically infiltrated, and are keeping they are sick monsters, yes indeed. And we are keeping them from being able to hold on to this essence they perceive themselves as acquiring. And the reason I say perceive themselves is because they feel like once they have this essence, they'll be able to hold on to it for the period of time previously. But within days, it's gone. And again, more and more intuitives are speaking out about this because we're getting the visions. We're walking into these rituals in the astral. We are annihilating them energetically because of what we are seeing. So with this 8th house, endings and beginnings, Spirit showed you these organizations, networks, and societies that were waging war on you, we're trying to end you. We're trying to end the movement entirely because of what is happening to their groups. And the fact that they are terrified to tell the heads of these organizations, networks, and societies, the leaders here, that they were unable to handle you and they didn't handle you when they had the chance. You're a very gifted child. And again, this is something that in order to reach half the level you were at, individuals needed teachers and years of training to be able to do what you're able to do. God chose you, God led you, God taught you how to do this. But again, everything you went through led your vessel up to this moment to where it would be able to hold this much supernatural augmentation. Because again, like I talked about previously, you would crash, and you would crash hard, crash and burn hard if your vessel wasn't trained to hold this much life force. Balance. The scales will be balanced, and they are. Shit's going back. I don't know we're going to find out what they just threw and why they're all working together to get to you, but it's already going back. The scales are being balanced. You are alchemizing something currently. Get ready for a massive upgrade to your gifts. Massive amplification. You could be moving very militant at this time. Uranus, you're a genius. You are a genius, and you're about to... These individuals are staring at you. They're watching you going, how the fuck did they know this? Do they know this? How did they do this? How did they not only go through this augmentation that normally occurs when somebody is in a dire situation, but how did they maintain it? Not only that, but every time we attempt to impede upon them, because Uranus, you're a genius, also signifies divine intervention and interference. How is it that every time we do something, exactly going beast mode, Super Saiyan, how is it every time we attempt to influence or affect this individual, it comes back with a force? You are being guided to stand your ground. Return descender of intent and entities while you hold the divine sovereign right and power to alchemize this energy. Do not send back the energy. Keep it. You're going to be using it. But they're watching you gobsmacked right now as they're bracing themselves for the return of something massive they worked together to do. So you're going to see a sacrifice. That's what they did. You're going to see a massive reinvention. It's been returned. Not only has it been returned, but there's something that comes from this, particularly for you and the energies that you are leading into the true. But you're going to see more information be declassified. You're going to see more intuitive speaking on what these dark underworldly individuals do to augment themselves, to reach superhuman feats, to be talented in general. Because some of these artists, some of these individuals, these actors, they allow in certain entities that feed upon this essence. Not only that, but some of them are truly not talented. I feel like the majority of them are truly not talented. Their talents come from activations that they get from this essence. So you're going to start seeing more and more of these individuals fall off because they cannot acquire this essence to be perceived as glamorous or to be perceived as talented. Some of them can't do anything. They were doing things with this essence that they were unable to do without it. This is one of the things that has been activated within your divine augmentation, is things that you weren't able to do before, you can permanently. Some of you need to meditate more often. I feel like I am in like sergeant militant mode, where I'm like, all right, you guys, buckle down and get ready. Lock in. We got third house messages. They're receiving a message of concern while you are, yes, achrome. That's exactly what I'm talking about. And now you know why they use it. It's not just for pleasure. They're not out here doing these weird giggity parties and rituals for no reason. They're not just out here doing this for pleasure. I feel like some of these individuals don't genuinely like having to consume this essence, but they do it because of the benefits. Yep, as a divine decoder and divine planetary reprogrammer. So what these individuals have to stoop to underworldly levels to acquire, you have naturally walked into. You have naturally had activated and augmented within you. So these individuals are receiving a message of concern that you know exactly what is going on and you're the reason why everything is being dismantled, and you have not been affected by all of them, as perceived branch powerhouses had no effect. This is terrifying to these individuals. Because not only have you come up against a karmic familial unit that may hold Eastern Stars and Freemasons, not only have you come up against an ex that may have joined a cult or coven in order to attempt to negatively impact and affect you and steal your destiny, but you came up against I won't say head, you came up against branches within this realm. Organizations, networks, and societies that have a lot of money and a lot of power. Or should I say perceived power. Again, this would be like the Illuminati. We could say Pentagon. 33-degree Freemasons, Rosicrucians, Skull and Bones, Order 322. Judgment on each and every one of these organizations, networks, and societies. All of them targeted you. Each and every one of these groups work together, which they don't normally do. They don't normally associate with each other because they have different branches all over the world in order to maintain control. And it's more along the lines of every man for himself. These individuals, they want to be seen as the most powerful organization, network, and society. So the fact that they are all working together means that you are a fucking problem. You are a massive problem. Change. They're receiving a message of change. The fact that you have changed. The fact that everything that they did and directed towards you and the way that they work together only enhanced the changes that you're going through. And again, they are bracing themselves for utter annihilation as the angelic enforcer that you are. Calling judgment on these individuals. We are in spiritual court with these individuals. And not only that, you have upgraded. You have gone from like a sacred sergeant to an enforcer. And you are enforcing divine law. These individuals, if they do not abide by divine law, they will be annihilated. They will be, I almost said divided. So there is a releasing of alliances here, where these individuals are going to be divinely moved into a position to where they have nothing and no one. Being stripped of everything that made them the perceived powerhouses they are today. And the divine's not playing. I can feel the anger. I can feel that the divine is like, I told you. I gave you choice. And you chose to do this. You chose to be this. You chose the underworldly order. And that underworldly order has been dismantled. Saturn return. I can't make that. Look at it. I told you the divine's not playing. Daddy Saturn out here swinging. Swing, bada, 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 swing. Saturn return, age. It's time. It's time for these individuals to understand that divine law is not, it's not something you can tiptoe around. It's not something that you can bypass. It's not something that you can change. It is divine law. And they came up against a sacred soul sergeant that has been leveled up to an enforcer. This may be why you are moving more militant. Because your rank has changed. This more militant type of energy is because you can feel your divine rank is different. You can feel that you went from just being a messenger, just being a sacred soul traveler here, an energetic architect, and a master alchemist to an enforcer of divine law. Your badge is different now. We got moon soul. Soul and missing. Will. Destiny. Escape. Message of concern, they're bracing themselves for a return. Ooh, that rhymed. Bars. Message of concern, they're bracing themselves for a return. Exactly, we built different. And this lets me know these individuals attempted to dominate you. They worked together to dominate you. They wanted you to go missing in action. To stop what you were doing that is a part of you. It's your destiny. You as this enforcer, this messenger, and a sacred soul sergeant of the Most High, you have escaped. You were pulled away from any attempts to dominate you, only to dominate those that attempted to dominate your destiny. As an enforcer, you were immediately put up on game to what was happening and who was targeting you. Some of you have had dreams of these individuals in their ritualistic clothing. You didn't have to know who they are to know that they were targeting you. What is that? You didn't have to know who they are to know who was targeting you. And Spirit said truth. You just had to prepare. We got mind. The divine is saying, I told you the truth. I let you know who was attempting to target you because of what you know and how you are relaying the information I have channeled to you. This is also letting me know that these individuals, mind, you know too much. Another reason why you're being targeted. You know too much, you're speaking on what you know, and you're moving in a way that others are inspired to take action. As a revolutionary light leader and divine frontliner, you are exuding so much force and energy right now that you automatically command respect, especially in this angelic enforcer. When people see your energy, when people sense your energy, they're not only enticed by it, but it's like they automatically naturally respect it. They want to listen to you. Your words hold weight, and it is impacting the world. And thank you to each and every one of you that has sown into me, not only monetarily, but energetically. And know that you are receiving it back infinitely and amplified in all the ways that God ordains and deems is necessary for your experience, your energy, and the doors that have opened for a high vibrational, divine, holy destiny. All the things that you are meant to acquire, have, and experience in this world, may it be yours instantaneously. Thank you. Divine revolutionary frontliners and leaders. So you are going through a healing process right now if you have felt as though you have integrated and alchemized this energy. They corrected me. They said, the targets on your back had been... What? They said the targets on your back had been extended. And they're showing me the target getting bigger. But this was all a part of the plan for the energetic intake that was necessary for the next level as this healer. You did take a few hits, or you are taking a few hits. You are being healed from those hits you have taken. So if you've been feeling like you had some health issues, maybe some pain in the body, again, I am not a doctor. If it's terrible, if it's something that needs to be looked at, go get it looked at. But you know if this is for you. You could be with the, targets on your back. You could be having some like back pain. Whatever you've experienced, the divine is healing, but it was necessary for the evolution you're about to go through with the energy you've acquired. Because with all of these organizations working against you at once, that was a lot for you to take on and take in. So it looks like your body is being prepared for what your energy took on. Your body needs to be ready for the energy that is about to move through your system, your ki, your life force. And you are being healed. So there may have been some pains you were experiencing, some unexplainable pains, those are being healed. You could have also, if you are like if you use ki or Reiki a lot, or you sense out your chi, you may have sensed out some dark energy in your aura, or some darker spots in your body. Like, when I sense out my body, I can see where attacks are being targeted. I can see darker energy has accumulated in certain spots that lets me know that's the space that has been targeted. If you can sense that out, if you can feel that out, that area is being healed. But it was necessary to take those hits for your vessel to be ready for what is to come. And it is being healed as we speak. Hold on. Yes, Lola. They told me to acknowledge that comment. I have mutated. Even more so than you had before, because again, this has got to be a massive, massive attack from these organizations, networks, and societies if our body had to be prepared to take on this much energy. Because like I talked about before, y'all know when a mother lifts a car off her child, there is that crash. So your body would not crash. It had to go through something. You're feeling this pain because of how your vessel needed to go through something in order to be prepared for this energy. So this is a lot. You're about to, yes, I have mutated. You were about to go through a massive evolution. Bigger than the one before. Interesting. It is giving DNA activation. Mars force in the reverse. They can't force shit. This is also forces having to fall back with the fact that this war has been reversed. Mars energy is Aries energy, god of war. The forces they brought against you have to fall back because of this reversal. With Mars coming out in the reverse, this war did not touch you in the way that they intended it to. You alchemized it, you took it on, and you're about to go through an evolution. Your system, especially with the, look at this, with routine, this is like a body spread out, that your system is about to change. In the way that your body is changing, it has prepared for this type of evolution and level up. With 6th house routine, this also lets me know that you have completely broken out of the box of ascended expectations, which means that these individuals that had certain documentation do not have any documentation on how to handle you. They have not studied, been able to monitor or experiment on something like you. They have no information. They have no knowledge on what you are, how this was possible, and what level you are currently on. Because again, we talked about this before. If all they've studied is level 20, you've reached like level 50 and beyond. They don't have any information, any classified information on how to handle somebody that has ascended to the heights of transfiguration. So with Mars in the reverse, forces have to fall back. You know too much. 7th house partnerships. And star Aquarius energy, I know. Then Taurus, I have. Virgo, I analyze. South node, life's debts. And stability. These individuals that got creative, only for the love of the divine to step in and the love that you hold within your being, assisting in the alchemization of the lower vibrational, hateful, spiteful energy that was directed your way. This also lets me know some of you have, I won't even say some of you. If you're resonating with this message, there are spiritual hitmen, practitioners out here, very well known, very well paid, that now realize this was the biggest mistake of their life. With the star out here, this is individuals that are recognized and known, working in partnerships in order to disrupt what you were stabilizing on this planet, bringing you back down into a karmic timeline to where they would be able to do even more damage. This did not occur, only for it to return and hit each and every one of these individuals to where their deals are now on display. Exactly, the jig is up. Their deals are now on display. The deals that they made previously for others or themselves are now falling through. Anything they acquired, especially with Earth stability out here, which could be monetary means, anything they acquired through sacrifice, whether it is those that worked with them to acquire some type of fame and fortune, or what they had acquired with the power levels they had achieved with what essence they were consuming, has all fallen through. All deals are now being denied. So you got these practitioners that work together that were working against you because you were disrupting their deals made out of the desires of those that wanted to acquire. Which means any individual that made a deal with the devil in order to have some type of fame and fortune and worked with these practitioners in order to acquire it, they're being stripped. Or they're dying. Because that's what I just got channeled. Some of these individuals, because they refuse to lose and they refuse to switch sides, they're going to be stripped off this realm. They can't bring that money with them to the after realm or to the afterlife. So some of these individuals, you're going to see them deteriorate very quickly. And they're going to say that it was some type of cancer or it was some type of disease. And that's what happened to them. This is sacrificial rituals done for them to acquire things, reversing on them. Where these practitioners are going to be dragged through 7 rings of hell before they are actually taken there. So 7 rings, all rings of suffering, torment, everything that they had done, they're going to be moving through levels of hell while they are still alive. Looks like the divine wants to prove a point by moving these individuals through these 7 cycles of hell, just to show them how this is dark, just to show them how merciful the Most High had been with the chances that were given, with the type of experience they're about to have or they are currently living. Because these seven rings of hell are going to move very slowly, and they won't be able to do anything about it. They'll just have to live within those 7 cycles, those 7 rings. So, divine judgment, while you are going through an evolution and an upgrade. No, I can't make... What did I just say? What did I just say? We got Pluto transformation, Pluto scorpionic energy in the tarot deck. That is death and the Tower. While you are going through a divine evolution, these individuals are going through multiple cycles of painful permanent endings. Back-to-back towers. Jupiter abundance, particularly targeting their abundance. Their abundance, their power sources, their relationships, their connections. Anything that they felt like put them in a position to be perceived as powerful and made them appear to be better than others is being stripped from them slowly. I won't say slowly, but it's where it's torturous. They can see it before their very eyes that everything is falling apart. Ooh, that goes hard with what was just channeled to me. They're going to look around their life and the destruction that is occurring and know that they caused it to themselves by attacking you. With the things that are going to, that is so, God does not play. That is so heavy. The things that are going to be happening to their stability, the things that are going to be happening to their family, the things that are going to be happening to their connections, it is giving final destination. Everything that they cannot stop, everything that is happening around them, all of the destruction, the chaos they sent out, the death they sent out, the pain and anguish and torment that they sent out and they participated in, is everything they're going to be looking at. They're going to be the last one. They're going to be the last one, and they're going to have to look around and leave this world with regret in their hearts for the fact that they targeted you. And none of this would have happened if they had just left you alone. None of this would have happened if they had taken the chance that God had given them to be a better person, to be better, to do better. But instead, they chose the path of the underworldly order. And that is the path they will remain on to the very end. And there's no one that can save them. No practitioner, no healer, no being on this planet. Does not matter what they specialize in. No being on this planet can save them. Not from this. Again, we got Scorpionic I Transform with Black Moon Lilith. No one can save them from their own underworldly order. It is the end. Wow, the divine does not play. That's some serious business right there. And again, this is not going to be everybody's message, but you know if it's yours. You know that you're able to do very supernatural, superhuman things. And you're able to do them every day. This also lets me know that those of you resonating with this message, you have gone through a near-death experience, or you died and you came back, or you died and a walk-in took your place, where these walk-ins, we as walk-ins are more spiritually advanced than the previous soul that had been positioned within this body. But a divine contract had been made between the two souls that if one were to fail, the other one would walk in and finish the mission. So whatever it is that you've experienced that has led you to this augmentation, it was not easy. And the amount of abuse that you experienced that had been placed upon you at a very young age prepared your vessel to intake this much energy. Then again, those that had abused you within your previous years have also experienced judgment. God saw everything. And even though it was a part of the plan, these individuals' intentions are what led them to the experience they're having now, because their intentions were of hatred, malice, evil. I heard sadistic and sociopathic. Sadistic individuals that you had incarnated into, or reincarnated or incarnated within this realm to experience for the type of augmentation you needed to be prepared for. But again, these individuals had a choice, and their choices lead to consequences. Exactly. Yes. So I'm going to get a few messages from the ancestors and see what we got going on with them, what they would like us to know. And then I'm going to go get grounded before I head over to Instagram. Somebody could be watching on Instagram. Before I head over to TikTok. So let's see. Divine ancestors. Ancestral warriors. Those working with us for our highest, holiest, heavenliest, most divine, godly good. What do we need to know about the situation at hand? Big, bold vision. This lets me know, normally big, bold vision is something coming into fruition that you have visualized. Something that is massive that you did not expect to occur, but you held this vision and you held this faith about it. You knew that it would happen. Big, bold vision is also giving me, with the messages I'm receiving, that you had seen what was due to play out and how many individuals were working against you and what moves you needed to make in order to assure not only this energetic infiltration of these organizations, networks, and societies, but the enforcement of divine ordinance on each and every one of them. And this has led to your intuition being enhanced far more than it ever has been before. Which also lets me know that you may have acquired, they said not may, you did. You acquired the intuition, the intuitive abilities of those spiritual hitmen and practitioners within these, they said, paid. Within these organizations, network, debt must be paid. This is a part of them paying their debt. Thank you, paid. So you've been paid with their intuitive abilities. These practitioners and these spiritual hitmen that were working with or within these organizations, networks, and societies, their capabilities and abilities with the karmic debt they have acquired coming after you have been gifted to you. So this is a part of the upgrade that you're going through. I heard they have lost the sight to see, but it has been gifted to you, it is received, you've received it. It's been gifted to you infinitely, which means it's continually being added to, which lets me know there were a lot of groups working against you. Inspiration. With this inspiration, this is letting me know that you have also acquired, if these individuals have any influence, this is an influence transfer. Part of your evolution is the fact that you're going to be even far more impactful. This is why they talked about moving militant and how your words hold power. Any influence these individuals have had is being transferred to you. So they may have been well-known, feared, and respected. You have stepped into a position to be even more well-known. Not feared, unconditionally loved, and respected. Influence transferred. So you can further inspire this world. Impact, inspire, and influence this world. I just got an ad that said special delivery for you. And it just said Day of the Dead. Dia de los Muertos. So that's ancestors. Ancestor energy, they're delivering gifts. Interesting. What else do we... Thank you. In this world, not of this world. This is further being augmented divinely. In this world, but not of this world, which lets me know your superhuman feats are about to be amplified. You're going to be able to do even more that you weren't able to do previously. So your chi and your ki, your life force, maybe I shouldn't go into that. What I will say is make sure you're meditating, feeling out your energy, safeguarding and setting energetic boundaries with your energy, but not overextending it or unnecessarily expending it, because you're going to have a lot of it. Because you're going to have a lot of it. Power of attraction. Absolutely magnetic manifestations coming in very quickly. Which lets me know some of these practitioners or these organizations, networks, and societies specialize in bringing things or people to them through corrupted manipulation, where this is natural for you. You're going to be bringing it. It's like the masses meeting before you is what I heard. A communion. And I just heard lead of the charge. So you are deemed a leader. You are deemed a leader. Where this is only going to add to this leadership position you've been placed in with how many you are meant to inspire, influence, and impact. With power of attraction, not only are you attracting in or exuding more energy that is calling in more individuals that need to hear these messages and experience these activations, but you have, with the way that some of these organizations, networks, and societies specialize in manipulating reality, while using outside energy to manipulate reality to acquire. Not only using this essence, but using this essence with corrupted reality manipulation tools, pulling in things that they desire to acquire through making deals and participating in sacrificial rituals. So it's like you have the potential to be able to manifest and acquire with the timeline that you can pull in riches. And I know that none of us are greedy, none of us really care about money, but this is an example of how powerful you are and what you're able to attract. Use this energy wisely. Ancestors going in, releasing alliances. You got groups separating. You see how it flew over here? It's not on your pile, it flew over here. Ancestors are dismantling these organizations, networks, and societies with the way that you have already energetically infiltrated them. They are about to learn a very hard lesson, and they showed me for the first time ever, I did not see this, she's got gold bracelets on. Yet she's holding herself, and there are flies all over her body. So it is kind of giving Lord of Flies energy to acquire gold, to acquire wealth, essence. So whatever deals were made, not only are these individuals having to keep their end of the bargain with their own essence and lives and lifestyles, but these individuals are also being divinely dismantled. The work that they had done together is hitting the entire group and anyone in association with this group. And then this being is being allowed to drag them through the 7 rings of hell. Every deal that they made is going to be a part of these rings. And I just heard, there's a saying that XXXTentacion said, where he's like, you can die many times while you're still alive. And I feel like that is what these individuals should anticipate. Because what XXXTentacion said was, you can die many times while you're still alive, but the adequate death is completion. Where you are reaching levels of completion, living a long, fruitful, impactful life. These individuals are going to continually go through these death cycles in their life, but never reach completion. Anything else we need to know, ancestors? Divine, ancestral warriors, working with us for our highest, holiest, heavenliest, most divine, godly good. Visions of life beyond death. They said, they're showing me the scene with Shadow Man from the Frog Princess, where Shadow Man gets dragged to hell by his own entities. So with visions of life beyond death, they're already seeing their fate. That it will not be quick. It will be slow. It will be painful. And not only have they been shown this, so have you. Or maybe these individuals have been shown through the fact that they have attempted to break into your gifts, but then saw what they didn't want to see. And it was their own demise. With visions of life beyond death, you are receiving visions of what is about to occur, and so are they. Defend to the end the worthwhile just fell on the floor. This lets know that the ancestors are knocking them all down like dominoes. They will fall. It is inevitable. But the win is not going to happen when they expected it. You are being defended to the end. You are being protected. I heard they played with the wrong one. They should have been playing with each other. That's what I just heard. They said the mighty fall is what I just heard. Oh, how the mighty fall. Rebel kings. I heard the fall of the fortune withholders. The world will be anew for those that are true. Every journey starts with a single step. You got individuals trying to run from this. You see how it fell on releasing alliances? These individuals are now trying to run, or they're about to be. and trust yourself. Heaven sent. Because they should have trusted themselves. They should have trusted their intuition. So you got individuals right now, especially with the fact my ear is itching, talking about you, saying we should have trusted our intuition. This being is truly heaven sent and we just fucked up in the worst way. Because again, you see the butterflies all over this card? The birds. You may be seeing a lot of birds. This is taking flight. This is also having a bird's eye view. With the butterflies is about transformation along with the snake. You see? The snakes here are about transformation as well. We also have monkeys, sloths, lions, geckos, bearded dragons, beetles. And I believe there is a rat on here and a dragonfly. And a toucan and a tarantula. So one of those may be your totem spirit animal. If something stood out to you, you're going to want to research the spirit animal meaning of that totem. We also have a hummingbird here, which is funny because a hummingbird just flew up to me when I was grounding outside. It flew up to my face and then like flew away. And I was like, what does that mean? I do know hummingbirds mean miracles, harmony, and peace. There are more meanings though. So if you've been seeing hummingbirds, you're going to want to look into them because more than one of their meanings may be confirmation for you or may resonate with you. I also heard a hawk and a condor. Somebody, that's got to be somebody's spirit animal. A condor. So you may want to research that. I'm going to have to go look into that because I have no idea what their spiritual meaning is. As well as a peacock, because we do have a peacock on this card. Raven, owl. We got the Sacred Fool at the bottom of the deck with new birth guarded vigilantly. Another butterfly here, it is green. You worked hard for this. New birth guarded vigilantly and Sacred Fool, your new beginning is being safeguarded. Again, defend to the end and new birth guarded vigilantly. All eyes are assuring, all eyes, all ancient ancestral ears are looking out for you. Focus on the light. Because you are the light in their lives. You are what leads them to the light and frees them. You and it's like you yourself are heaven on earth. And it's almost like they can move into source with the assistance that they're giving to you and how you are freeing them and are a gateway to the divine. I'm almost seeing like ancestors walking into the light, but the light is you. Something about this connection, when they have, this is interesting, when they make this certain connection with you, when they're ready to go, when things are completed, like business has been finished, unfinished business is finished, you are the light that they walk through. You lead them back to source. You are a direct extension of source. They go through you. You are the light in the dark. So not only are you being protected because of the light and the heaven that you bring here, but because of the divine portal that you are. How you've moved so many ancestors into source. That is so cool. And what I'm seeing is like you in a dark room. There's like outlines of things like the bed, the dresser, the door. There's outlines, but it's all dark. And you sitting in this room and you're just a light. It's almost giving, if you've ever seen an ascended master, they're all light. Their eyes are light. Their skin is light. The robes that they wear are light. They look, I don't know how to explain it. If you've seen the Ascended Masters, you know what I'm talking about. And oftentimes they will appear with a certain humanoid, they will come to you and appear in a certain humanoid form, so they're easier to perceive and less upsetting or terrifying to you. How did I know that? Because I've seen them. If you've seen them, those are ascended beings. Those are ascended beings. Sometimes they come with notebooks, like they come with a pen and pad. It looks like a pen and pad, and it looks like they're taking notes. Some of these beings will just stare at you, and then they'll disappear. Some of these beings, you will wake up in the middle of the night. It's this in-between state of sleep and being awake, and you'll see this light being leaning over and looking down at you. or at the side of your bed. They are all light. And normally they are dressed in robes with like a light cloak. Yes, and the smiles. And they bring warmth. They bring warmth and love. You just feel this undeniable presence of peace. Those are the ascended ones. And it looks like this is how you are appearing to these beings in the spirit. You are this light that they move through to go into source, but they can only move at a certain level, at a certain time. When something has been finished, for them to be able to align with that energy and move into source. That is incredible. Is there anything else we need to know, ancestors? What you want wants you in the reverse. You refuse to join these, I heard factions. You refuse to join these organizations, networks, and societies. They know that you would never accept their offer and be manipulated and corrupted into giving up your life force, your ki, your chi, and your energy and soul to being a part of these organizations, networks, and societies. They know they're out of options. Ancestors are assuring that everything these individuals have acquired are being given to you. And these may be things that you don't want. You didn't ask for it, but you're receiving. Is there anything else we need to know? Come to life just landed over on these individuals. With milk and honey, we got her painting herself with honey. There's white butterflies here. The things they never thought. I heard hear now, especially with the monkey on this card, hear no, see no, speak no evil. What they never expected to come to life in their reality is their worst nightmare is being brought to life. I heard ancestral assurance of it. Ancestral assurance. Is there anything we need to know, though, ancestors? We got what do you feel? My deck is in the reverse, but I'm going to take it in the reverse because you don't feel anything. This is basically ancestors saying, don't feel anything for what is happening to these people. Don't feel bad. It's like they need to get an upset out of you to attach and siphon your energy as well. So Spirit is saying if you're feeling anger and agitation or some depression, meditate, ground. I know if you are resonating with this and you're in more of this militant energy, you don't give a fuck. That's where I'm at. Is I don't care. I don't care what these organizations, networks, and societies are attempting to do to me, but what I do care about is justice. And there will be justice. So this is basically not allowing your emotions to control the way you move. Remain militant. And remember, these individuals are attempting to attach and siphon your essence and your energy through some type of emotional upheaval. So just keep doing your spiritual work. Ancestors are handling it at this time, as well as angels. And get your rest. Make sure you're getting your rest. These individuals that opened up Pandora's box thought that they had working together. Their bright idea was working together would lay you to rest. Now your vessel does require rest with the amount of energy you have acquired, but with the box they opened upon themselves, thinking that this was a good idea, coming up against your legacy of light and attempting to acquire it for themselves, has led them to these painful permanent endings and dispersion and releasing of these alliances within these factions, organizations, networks, and societies in the worst way. This is not only like death. This is not only permanent painful endings. This is the dismantling of all of these organizations, networks, and societies. All of these branches, all of these heads. Moving up as though dominoes are falling. It looks like the divine is assuring that every last one of them will be hit with what they attempted to target you with. And it's being brought into form as we speak. It's being brought into form as we speak. Basically, the divine is like, ready for war. And you are a warlord. Or a warlordess. As an angelic enforcer, it is giving warlord. That's what I am feeling right now. It's going to be a whole lot of shake-ups to wake up with the way that you are being protected and the way that you were prepared. So the divine is saying, hold your ground. Get your rest. Prepare for the way that everything is further, I was going to say further about to change. They said no. Prepare for the way that this evolution is going. Some of you need to prepare to be like sleeping for like 24 hours. Some of you are going to spend an entire day sleeping through this evolution. So they're saying prepare for what you are going to need to do for this evolution that's going to hit you. And it's going to hit you hard. Or maybe it already did. And not in a negative way, but where you may be like, damn, I slept all of Saturday. What the fuck going on? What has happened? I've never slept for a day or 2 fucking days in a row. What is happening? An evolution? Whatever this is, it's going to require time to be set aside for you to do it. But the divine is setting this up to where you will have the time. Where you would normally be, I don't know, grocery shopping or going to the gym, you're going to be evolving. And I feel like this has to do with meditation and sleep. Just feeling fucking fatigued. Just being like, no, I need to sleep. This doesn't have to be you being out for an entire day, but it could literally be you being out for like 12 hours. And you being like, damn, I slept for 12 hours? I don't ever do that. You're going through an evolution and ascension. Some of you need to take more spiritual baths or showers or ground more often. So whatever this is, you will feel it in your being. You will not be able to avoid what is necessary for this evolution. And I did as well. I slept basically all of Saturday. And I was like, I should not have been that fucking tired. What was going on? Now I realize what was happening. So, taking my ass to sleep after this, go get your rest. Go get your rest. And now you know why. This may also up your intake of water. You may be going through water like crazy. And you're like, I am never this thirsty. What is going on? It's a part of the evolution. Water is a conduit of energy and it assists with the evolution and ascension. Y'all know I finish the live like that every time, and that is why. Anyways, so I will be over on TikTok in like 30 minutes. But if I don't see you guys over on TikTok, I will see you back over here tomorrow. So until then, remain peaceful, unconditionally loving, stand united, and remain respectful unless disrespected. Then check with the Most High and check your motherfucking self before you check a motherfucker with grace. And like Jase would say, XXX Tentacion, 888. If anybody tells you to lay down, run them the fuck over. But not with your car, vroom vroom, with your energy. Because we have nothing to prove. Our energy obviously does it for us. And last but most definitely not least, drink y'all motherfucking water. It is a conduit of energy. It will assist you at this time, especially if you're going through an evolution and ascension. And remain balanced, stay grounded, and remember the absolute powerhouse that you are and that backs you. You're taking down each and every one of these organizations, networks, societies, brotherhoods, covens, and undercover elitists. And you're doing a damn good job. I love you. I'm so proud of you. And I will see you again, if not over on TikTok in about 30 minutes tomorrow. So until then, bye. I love you.